Well, hello guys, hello. Welcome back to the Big Fat Psychic channel. I'm so pleased to be reading again for you today. Okie dokie, we're going to look at King Charles and how he has been feeling about the Buckingham Palace. I tell you what, they should call it Effingham Palace, shouldn't they, really? Okay, because it's that's all I do. Anyway, but yeah, so we'll see what he has to say on this. So let's get into it then. No waffle today, no funny stories. Although I won't be reading tomorrow. I'm having the day off. I've got my fence being done and it'll be a lot of noise and hammering. So, okay then. So how is how is King Charles feeling about Harry? Just don't want to see him, you know, doesn't want to see him. It just cannot deal with him right now. Cannot deal with him at all. What did the king hope to achieve when he said to Harry that he'd cover the finances for this loss? Because he thought it'd all be over, and in a way as well, he thought he'd win. Because he wants to make things better, you know. He wanted all these court cases out the way and the security and everything. Well, Harry's going to appeal on the mail anyway, and he's also going to try again with security. So that's why he's exasperated, you know. He can't do anything more. And I don't think Charles is feeling too good neither. Harry just wants the limelight. All just headlines, you know. How could you ever think that a son like that is going to change when he's with the person he is? Now, no one should really be putting the full onus on Meghan because he's just as bad and he always has been. It was just, you know, her. She ignited him and he's gone off like a freaking firework. He was sparked by her right from the beginning, you know, and she wasn't a caring, cosy person at all. She was a whinge bag right from the start, and he liked that about her because that made it easy for him. That's why he couldn't be with anybody decent like Cressida or Chelsea, because they was decent people and they showed him up and showed him for who he truly was, and he knew he wasn't good enough for him. But he didn't want to change. Do you know what, guys? I don't know about you, but at my age, I was only thinking this yesterday, is that if I had all this knowledge inside me 20, 30 years ago, life could have been so different. Life could have been so different. I'm happy with my life, don't get me wrong, but, you know, like everybody, we all fuck up, don't we? And I just think, oh my God, if I was how I am now, back then, well, it would just save a lot of shite anyway, you know. A better direction, I think. Took me 30 years to learn. I'm still learning now. But, you know, I don't know about you guys. You know, do you think, let me know in the comments, that had you the knowledge that you've got today, the wisdom, you know, the inner wisdom, like knowing, oh, well, I ain't going to party for 11 years because I could have been doing something else, you know, and differently, or if not better, let me know. But yeah, I certainly feel that way, and he's not going to feel like that until it's far too late, really. And it's another thing, because he's got millions in the bank, he can afford to cause all this trouble. Because his dad's the king, he can thinks he can get away with this. But in actual fact, it won't be people like me and you that bring him to account. It will be probably his children. What is the future like for Harry with his children? He'll realise far too late. He'll realise far too late. In fact, I don't even think they'll want to know him as they get older. Certainly Archie done. He'll be in the royal family in the UK. He'll regret moving overseas. even though he thinks the UK is the most dangerous place to go. Let's go back to King Charles. How is King Charles's health at the moment? Oh, I got two there. I don't know, you know, I kind of feel like the King's going to take a bit of revenge here. Hidden discussions as well. So you have got people in the know, in the news world, that know about their King and his health. I think he's just going to get hammered, actually. He's going to get hammered. You got the church upside down with him. You've got, you know, people are going to say, oh, don't be trusting him. You've got the protesters that are going to be outside saying, you know, not my king. But I do want to ask, so a couple of months ago I woke up and I felt like the king had died. And it was absolutely right there in front of me. So was what happened on that day that I thought the king was dead? What happened? I'm getting success. Something happening quickly. Victory overcoming odds. I think he was told he wasn't going to make it. So was King Charles told he wasn't going to make it? Calculated risks. So again, you know, where I've asked about the health, it's all shady. I don't think he's lost hardly any weight. I don't know. I know Kate has. Catherine, sorry. I know she has. I went to see my father-in-law yesterday. Oh my God, he's lost loads of weight now. That was an appointment. Imagine my face when it turned up at an event late that afternoon. Oh, wanted to cry right under my tarot table. I don't know, something definitely went off. I think he's been told that that was it. Okay, so how does the king feel about Harry wanting to stay at Buckingham Palace and bring Nissan Harriman along? Unable to walk away. Maybe he felt it was difficult to get out of, you know, that Harry wouldn't be giving up. I'm getting no escape. I don't know. I'm getting you won't get away with this, so he won't going to let him get away with it either. It would have looked so bad on their palace as well. You know, Harry staying at Buckingham Palace and then takes his, you know, friend with him, who's got a camera, by the way. Yeah, he wasn't going to let him get away with that. How does their king feel about Harry losing his court case? That it was the correct judgment of the judge. Maybe, you know, he thought this might teach Harry a lesson. Did the king think this might teach Harry a lesson? Yes or no? What, turn the card? Yes. And how is he going to feel when he finds out Harry is going to appeal? Well, he's hoping it's all talk, you know. That's going to be said in the interview. How will King Charles feel about Harry in this interview? Harry won't listen to anyone, you know, refuses to, only hears what he wants to hear, refuses to listen to anybody else. Why did King Charles offer to pay the, you know, the bills for the mail on Sunday or whatever it is, the mail case? Why did he offer to help Harry financially? Someone reveals info despite attempts to hide it. Well, that was because of Charlotte Griffiths when that came out. So I think he said it around there, just drop it, you know, and we'll sort the finances out. But instead now, Harry's dragging the king further into it, actually, because he's going to say that he is appealing, and therefore his dad will have to foot the bill. Will King Charles, you know, feel that he has to foot Harry's bill? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm getting the Home Office as well. So what's this about the Home Office? Yeah, competing interests. So it's as if like Harry still continues with a male battle of some kind, and then also the you know, the Home Office. Well, it's just competing interests, and Harry is absolutely fully aware that his dad cannot get involved with him while he's got these court cases on. So is the king going to meet with Harry this week? Yes. Is he going to see Meghan this week? It's not over, but you're not going to be right this time. Looks like a no. So it's not right this time. The time's not right. The time's not right. Is the king aware that Meghan is intending to visit the UK this week for definite? Is he aware? Oh, I'm getting the Empress, so somebody knows. So we got that in Harry's card right at the beginning. And she's going to sit in one of them chairs again. That reminds me of when she was doing the Oprah interview. You know, with her hair come back, and then she had the bed shit on her shoulder. There's your bed there. And the poison chalice. How does Meghan feel about seeing the king? Again, I got this in one of the last readings. Found out what's happened in their past. No, it's like, I feel like she feels the royal family will find out something in the past, something she's done. Oh, that is it, ain't it? She won't want to face up to people or be questioned either. So I reckon Harry will see the king. But I don't think, you know, Meghan will face the king at all, especially where Camilla's concerned. Is that Camilla? She's in for another walloping as well. Camilla just wants peace. And she wants peace for her husband. Everybody in that family knows what, you know, what a cannon, loose cannon Harry is. Okay then, so how is William feeling about Harry losing his court case? Yeah, what false claims is he going to make next, you know? He's already made false claims, he lied. Why did he think, you know, Charlotte Griffiths wasn't going to say anything? So they're worried about what comes next, okay? Everybody's worried about what comes next and what will fall out of his mouth. How's Catherine feeling about Harry? You know, thinking that he should move on because, in a way, because they know Harry and how he's always been like, they would know that he thinks the enemy is the press, you know. They would know how he feels about that, and she'd kind of hope to feel that, you know, now after this he can draw a line under the sand. It's been going on for 4-6 years, and that he could move on. All right, so, and how's that going to work out for Catherine? Yeah, look, competing interests, you know, it goes back to it again. It goes back to it. He has to have a fight all the time. All he does is fight with people. He fights with his family. He fights with their mail. He fights with the governments. He fights, you know, the Home Office. He fights the public. He fights Americans. He fights Trump. You know, he fights everybody. Censorship online. You know, all his charities. You know, he fights. How does William feel about Meghan coming over to the UK? To support Harry. But that Meghan feels she's got a future over here to rebuild. What on earth does that mean? Clarify. Yeah, she's obsessed. Harry's in a bad way, you know, so they probably don't want him doing anything silly or getting into trouble and doing drugs and everything. I don't know why they think she made him clean living at all, because all they do is smoke dope together. How does Catherine feel about Meghan coming to the UK? In actual fact, that's Catherine and William, so they won't be here anyway. They're well out their way. They've already got commitments. How will Catherine feel about Meghan coming to the UK? This wasn't planned, okay, so this is only come over the weekend since Harry knew about the judgment. And like I say, he didn't find out at 2 o'clock. He found out maybe 48 hours before, when all the kerfuffle was going on with Buckingham Palace. So on the morning, the day it was announced that Harry wasn't staying at Buckingham Palace, thanks to the press, I thought I saw William and Catherine at Buckingham Palace that morning. Now, I saw it, like, not in the way you see it, okay? I saw it in my mind's eye. So, had they gone there? Something last minute for a spanner in the works. I think they went there to make sure Harry was not going to get anywhere near him. But I don't know if there's like business offices there as well. So I kind of get it was a last minute thing. And it was probably to do with the fact that it was last minute for the press to release it as well as a statement from the King. I reckon it was them that made the announcement, not King Charles. How does William see Harry at the moment? I wonder if Harry's spending time with another woman. That, you know, Meghan's welcome to him. How does Catherine feel about Meghan as a person? Someone who knows what they're doing. Someone who knows what they're doing. That's interesting. It's like I'm kind of getting a normal, calm guy. I think she's just focusing on William. I think that's it. She's focusing on William and he's focusing on her. It's like they don't get any oxygen in the room. How does William feel about Harry going to see his dad? Yeah, you know, watch it, Papa, because, you know, this will all, so like, Harry will have a stunt pulled as well. You know, one interview for the Mail on Sunday and how bad it is. Then he's got his Home Office and then he's got his, well, what has he got? Pulling stunts with his dad. So what about Charles Spencer? Oh, that might be Charles. How does Charles Spencer feel about Harry losing his court case? He told him, you know, you can't win with the press. You can't win. So whatever, you know, I know people say, oh, well, there was no truth there and they didn't do this. But from Charles Spencer's point of view and from anybody in the royal family being involved with the press, they would just say, you know, I told you it was a waste of time. Should have took the settlement and scuttled off. How does Spencer feel about Meghan coming to the UK this week? Does he see it happening? Again, look, find out what's gone on in the past. So there's something happening as I'm reading now. There'll be something going on that's coming up. I'm getting to find out what happened in the past. Maybe Meghan's coming over to find out what happened. Well, I think it's pretty obvious. What's Spencer's intentions towards Harry at this point in time? Focus on Invictus, focus on this, focus on their best things, you know. So don't be going on about the Mail. Don't be focusing on the losses. Don't give the press any more bad headlines for you. Focus on your charity. Focus on this. Focus on that. Oh, bollocks. Okay, what's Meghan doing right now? Spending Harry's cash. Yeah, these two aren't worried about money. They don't need to be. I know people say, oh, they haven't got any money or they're going to run out. But as for this case, I do not see them worried whatsoever. If Meghan comes to the UK, would she be booed? It would be reckless if she came to the UK. It would be absolutely reckless. And I think she would be impaired as well. So I don't know what they're eating or smoking or drinking. But it's not wise to come. I wouldn't advise it one bit. And then, you know, you've got all the hassle if she did come over. That, you know, they'll say, well, I thought it was too dangerous, that Meghan would never set foot in the UK again, unless she's going to sit in an airport. Is Meghan going to spend her time in an airport? I don't know. I see you getting some sun. Does Meghan believe it's a very good idea to come to the UK? Absolutely. Sharing details already. Oh my God. Well, if she ain't coming this week, she's definitely thinking of coming over. So I don't know if I've got the right week or the wrong week. I felt a bit uneasy about it in the other reading. But anyway, we'll go with it. Okay, so by the end of the week, how will the king be feeling about Harry? That he won't listen. And how will Harry feel by the end of the week? Still unsatisfactory, you know. None of the other court people, the petitioners, will join Harry in this fight. It's just a lose-lose situation. And they see how petty he is as well. How he won't take no for an answer. How he don't freaking take on board people's advice. And I can imagine Elton John would have had a lot of advice for Harry. Outcome for Meghan by the end of the week. Oh yeah, she's loving it all over the world. On the world stage, she is getting the headlines. She's crazy, honestly. Mind you, she's not crazy. Okay, she's definitely not crazy. She might have a personality disorder, yeah, that's fine. But I'm telling you, she's got so much front and, what is it, hard skin. She can take all this. I would crumble on a few minutes of the pressure and criticisms that she gets. So, you know, a tough old boats. In fact, I was thinking of something the other day and I thought, well, if that was Meghan, what would she do? You know, what would she do? Oh dear. Well, she'll be happy because I don't know, this is about the royal family, this as well. You know, getting trying to look at their victim. Well, she's no victim. How will William feel by the end of the week about Harry? Yeah, more trouble than his wife. More trouble than his wife. I think, you know, William will make sure he's not in their way for anything with Harry. How will Harry feel by the end of the week about William? Like there's a plan, his plan is working. His plan is working. Oh, really? Really? So that's how William feels. That's how it feels. Right, so how will Harry feel about Meghan by the end of the week? He's got no choice in a situation, okay, unwilling. So maybe Meghan's unwilling, but I definitely feel like he's unwilling. I don't know, so something goes off because Harry will be very, very worried and concerned as well. So is Harry going to be worried that the king will just pull the plug on him? Just that it makes things worse and even more tension as well. Makes it harder for Harry to kind of move forward. What's Harry's worst fear right now? There you go. Yeah, that his family, everybody's had enough of him. Well, they have. He's worried right now about what he does next, and that is an interview of such. Okay, so how does this pan out for the king in the future? Not good at all. No, look, even more a drama. Just more drama. And do you know what? William warned his father over and over again, so I won't even bother William trying to get your point across ever again with him. The king should find out for himself, you know, because it's Harry that's the problem, nobody else. Okay guys, that's it from me. Thank you very much, and I will be back soon with another reading. Bye now. Bye bye.